been waiting my whole life for this. Orthopedic surgeon and husband of the View host, Sonny Hostin, has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run. These women tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury?
Sonny Hostin is in serious trouble, like teetering on the edge of bankruptcy kind of trouble. And it gets even wilder. Her husband, yep, he's been arrested in connection to a $450 million RICO fraud case. So how did this one spour? Couples spiral so hard, stick around, because the drama and scandal are just beginning. You seriously won't believe how it all unfolds.
You're married, Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. But let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times does she have to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show? And then she also, on Trump's win, calling the loss because of uneducated white women that Trump won.
We have to know that this is accused.
All accused. Yeah, all accused, but he's in the RICO. This is a big RICO case that her husband's in.
To Sonny Hostin probably thought her biggest controversy would be dissecting political drama on The View, but now her own life is turning The View into child's play. It's bad when the queens of TV commentary need an outside scandal to shake things up, but this time, it's not just Sonny's on-air opinions making headlines, it's her husband, an orthopedic surgeon, whose medical practice might land them both in hot financial waters and legal flames.
Orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sonny Hostin is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and/or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow. Hostin's attorney Daniel Twites denies the allegations, calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits. The case involves claims that Hostin performs unnecessary surgeries on patients after minor accidents without exploring less invasive treatments, with American Transit citing New York's 1974 no-fault law as contributing to widespread insurance fraud.
Imagine waking up and finding out you're not just dealing with a bad day at work, but a $450 million racketeering case. That's reality now. When your husband's accused of masterminding one of the biggest insurance frauds in the nation, and you've spent years preaching ethics on national TV, well, that moral high ground suddenly feels like it's crumbling beneath your feet. Talk about irony.
The View co-host Sonny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud. According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page 6, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influence and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York. Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers. According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries.
Here's the tea. Dr. Host allegedly received kickbacks for performing surgeries that were completely unnecessary, knees, shoulders, whatever could rack up a nice bill. Meanwhile, insurance companies picked up the tab for operations that may have never even happened. Classic case of, I wasn't fixing your knee, sweetheart, I was fixing my bank account.
You always say, it's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said, this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one, this one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the kickbacks.
If you know the saying, it's always the ones pointing fingers who have the most to hide. And when this is reportedly the biggest RICO case ever filed in New York, let that sink in, it's even larger than the mafia case. He was allegedly scamming insurance companies targeting taxi, Uber, and Lyft drivers, unnecessary surgeries, fake treatments, and lucrative kickbacks. Meanwhile, Sonny's been trying to keep her primetime persona intact, but instead of speaking up, she's keeping quiet, radio silent actually, like she's hoping the storm will pass on its own. Sorry, Sonny, when your husband is named in one of the largest racketeering scandals in state history, Silence won't save you.
Guys, this is why we need to seriously have a long, lengthy conversation about healthcare in the United States of America. This is basically it. So Sunny Hostin's husband was basically charged with insurance fraud. What he was doing was doing like fraudulent surgeries and then overcharging the insurance companies for him. This is what this is. So now, of course, he's now being named along with about 200 other individuals in a federal RICO charge case.
Forget The Godfather. This is Grey's Anatomy if the doctors doubled as mob bosses. Sure, insurance companies aren't saints, we all know that. Need a life-saving surgery? Here's your denial letter and a prayer. But in this plot, they're not the villains. They're the victims. Wild, right? And of course, The View gets a cameo in the chaos. The irony? Sunny, known for her fierce social justice stance, is now caught in a scandal she'd normally be grilling someone else about. Her husband is one of 180 defendants accused of swindling millions that could have gone to actual patient care.
I've been waiting my whole life for this. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host, Sunny Hostin, has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury? Roll it, Nick.
You know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband.
And meanwhile, Sunny's avoiding the tough questions, trying to keep her polished image intact. But let's be real. This isn't a drizzle, it's a monsoon of madness. She's sipping coffee on The View, offering moral commentary while her husband is allegedly cashing in on shady surgeries. And it's not just him, the lawsuit is massive, involving doctors, clinics, even hospitals. It's like the mafia got tired of robbing banks and decided to run a healthcare hustle. Plaintiffs like American Transit Insurance claim they paid millions for surgeries that either didn't happen or weren't needed. And now they want their money back, but it's getting messier by the minute.
After last week, we learned that Sunny's husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, was named in a lawsuit filed by American Transit Insurance Company. He's one of 200 people named in this lawsuit, and they are accusing him of filing fraudulent insurance claims and also getting kickbacks from them. And it's a very serious crime. In fact, it's one of the largest, if not the largest, RICO case in New York's history. And they're seeking $450 million. And Sunny and her husband, they are fighting back. They've hired legal eagle Mark Garagos to help them fight this case, and they're claiming that this is completely baseless.
Host's attorney, not backing down. They've labeled the lawsuit a desperate move by an insurance company trying to stay afloat. Classic defense, you think. We committed fraud, maybe you're the real crooks. It's textbook deflection, and Sunny, totally silent, which is strange for someone who's always the first to stir the pot. She's dragged politicians, internet trolls, and celebrities, but now that it's her husband on the hot seat, she's gone mute. Is she distancing herself or praying the whole thing just disappears? Either way, this has become less The View and more as the scandal turns.
Anna went in a different direction, but I love the fact that, you know, Manny is younger and he's
How
very
much younger is he?
just a little bit.
He's like 1 year, isn't he? Like a month or a year or 10 years or 5 years?
It's more than a year.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not about me. I think that it's very helpful that he's handy, and when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He throws the garbage out.
Right.
He does the heavy stuff.
Let's be honest, this isn't just a scandal. It's a billion-dollar fiasco, one of the largest medical fraud investigations in history. And it's not just about Dr. Host, it's a web of corruption connecting doctors, hospitals, insurance companies, and even unsuspecting patients if the allegations are true. This case exposes just how broken the healthcare system really is, where cash is king, and patient care comes second. And Sunny, she might want to rethink what side of the system she really stands on. Because at this point, no one's coming out clean.
Giuliani shook the tree and a bunch of mobsters fell out, right? This is big stuff. And so, and thank you for bringing that video. It sure is ironic that she's up there. So, but if she didn't really know what was going on, right, which is what she's probably going to say later, oh, I had no idea what my husband and his associates were doing. We'll wait and see what that is. But I think it's pretty freaking ironic.
Yeah. I have a totally different perspective on this. I don't really know what happened with this. The facts will come out. What I have a problem with is the core of who this woman is. Unlike you, I don't wash a few, bro. all I
Oh,
do is see
love
clips.
it.
I know
It's
you-
just like
Twice
my
a
favorite.
day.
Here's all I hear from her: America's violent, America's racist, America's bad. Okay, I challenge you, Sonny, and this is Constance Kitson actually was saying something about this. Find me a country that's not racist.
For Sunny. Maybe she needs a new opener for The View. Hey folks, the world's a mess, and so is my marriage. Her audience may overlook a lot, but legal scandals this big are hard to ignore. Dr. Host hasn't been found guilty yet, but the longer this drags on, the more The View will look like a vacation compared to real life. Who knew that of all their controversies, racketeering would be the one to top them all? Now Sunny's future is uncertain. She could lose her seat, her reputation, maybe even more. And Dr. Host, he might just be writing his memoirs from a courtroom bench instead of an operating room. This whole case is a car crash you can't look away from. Dramatic, messy, and painfully real.